Hi guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Gusta's Reaction. And I
See what
have
I
the
do.
what happened to you?
What does it look like?
I don't know. You're trying to fight.
Oh
Oh,
no.
victory!
No.
What is he doing? Oh, you're happy. Yeah,
DLLY.
oh, that's not how they do the dance. So
Anyways.
is this?
No wala. No wala.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of Gusto's Reaction. And I'm so excited to be here today. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing amazing. Wait, how you doing?
I'm good, I'm chill. Good.
How good or chill? I hope you guys are also chill, also good. And today there's actually quite a lot to gist about, and then it's all fun actually. So today there's nothing to be angry about. So I'm just going to really gist and then have fun. So starting off strong, because I start strong. Obi no go my. No, I was talking about Davido himself. If there's one person that works harder than hard, like if there's another word, an adjective to qualify something hard by not using the word hard, it has to be Davido. Because he really does the hard work, like the promotion, he does it so well. And then, this morning we woke up to Davido actually analyzing, the different collaborations that he had on the Five album.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mentioned the one he had with Omah Lay,
Mm-hmm.
With You.
Mm-hmm.
You know that let me ask you first.
Mm.
When you heard that song With You, did you think for 1 second that this song might originally be for Omah Lay and maybe Davido just jumped on it?
First off, I mean, like talking about how hard David works,
Mm-hmm.
we need to be very intentional with how we say it. He
Mhm.
works hard, but he also works smart.
Yeah,
By
definitely
smart,
does.
the hard work is now repaying, and then we're now seeing a lot of value for what he's been doing
Yeah.
regarding the album and
Mhm.
of course the different records on the album. So
Yeah.
yeah, just to now answer your question, when I heard With You on the album,
Mhm.
my initial thought was, oh, this is a serious record. Like, I mean, like this record is hard.
Mhm.
Like, I knew once that it was going to be one of like the biggest, if not the biggest songs on the album, because
Yeah.
I'm like, on my leg, it took us to a different level. It's
Mhm.
upbeat, like you cannot miss that record on the
Yeah, you
album,
can't actually.
right? So, and before now, a lot of people have been talking and saying, Omah Lay carried
The
the song,
song,
carried
yeah.
the album, this and that, and all of that. Yeah, but I will always say that collaborations are meant to actually make a song really
Yeah,
blow up.
really, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
that's it. That's
intention.
the intention,
From
definitely.
going into the studio to go and create a sound, and you're thinking, oh, I need to put somebody on, is because you want that song to actually blow up.
Yeah.
And we can say that, oh, the collaboration with Omah Lay actually worked. So
Mhm.
whether it was an Omah Lay song at first, I really didn't have the specifics, but I felt like it was a really good pair. It
Mhm.
was a really good collaboration. It's something that we are very proud of. It's something that has really like showed the fruits of why they had to come together in the first place
Yeah,
to create,
definitely.
so honestly, to answer the question, I didn't think it was an Omah Lay record at first. I
Mhm.
felt like, okay, it was something that they just sat in the studio to actually cook up.
Get together.
But as an artist, as somebody who has also done this for like a couple years now,
Mhm.
I know that sometimes it could be that somebody sends you a sample or sends you a record and you'll be
Mhm.
like, yo, guy, I need to jump on that.
Yeah.
And maybe graciously or somehow, David just had to own the song.
And in
Mm.
I think was it in 2024 or 2023 when Kai Cenat came to Nigeria, the
Yeah.
live streamer, and
Yeah.
then that was when Omah Lay actually tweeted and said, oh, he was always thinking that Davido hated him
Yeah.
because that night Omah Lay's song came up in Davido's car, and I was like, wow, Davido is actually jamming my song. Then
Yeah.
Davido was like, oh, then I had to like talk in DM that relax. Why will you just say you think that I hate you?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, and I think according to the whole explanation self, he said that when they really had the major link up was at the Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
Where Omah Lay, debuted his new look, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's going on?" That was when the conversation started getting more serious. And
Yeah.
then Omah Lay sent him the sound, and he said he already even had a verse,
Yeah.
but then his team was like, you have to give this particular track something harder. Then he had to call his Igbo writer. What's this guy's name?
Alpha
Young
P?
Alpha. Yeah,
Young
Young
Alpha.
Alpha. Yeah.
Young Alpha.
So he called Young Alpha, and then it became a record, and then that's like really blown up today. So I was like, oh, okay. maybe just maybe we were not wrong when we were like, oh, Omale really carried this song, because him now saying it now that Omale actually sent it to him and he just had to put his verse on it. But then I believe that for every collaboration, I feel for most collaborations, sef, the song has to belong to one person. Like the person has to, one person must have been the one to work on it first
Absolutely.
before. I think it's very rare to see a collaboration that the two artists had to cook up from scratch together in the studio. Or am I wrong to say that?
Well, and it works differently. It
Mm,
works differently. Okay, for
okay.
example, maybe sometimes like an artist can actually like set up a camp,
Mhm.
how it is almost typically done.
Okay.
Set up a camp and have a couple of artists in mind to be at the camp, right?
Okay.
And then maybe they have a bunch of producers. Not maybe, most times that's the way it works. Like a bunch of producers
Producers.
and all of that, a bunch of songwriters,
Mm.
a lot of people in camps actually. And then, they can sit down to actually cook up a track from the beginning.
Yeah.
Other times it's like, oh, I'm recording a song and I have somebody in mind. Or most times I'm just recording the song and be like, maybe a member of your team say, oh, if we put Omah Lay on this
This song,
song,
yeah,
you
you
go
go
hard,
hard,
oh. And
yes.
then the artist just reaches out to the management or the artist if they have a direct contact or
Mhm.
anything, and they say,
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, I like it. Let me jump on it. Then they send. So it's like a back and forth sending of files.
Mm.
Right? I send you the file, you listen to it. If it's something that is nice, we'll hop on it. We get into the whole what's it called now, get into the whole signing of,
God.
no, not even production, because maybe the song has been produced and
Okay.
everybody has
Okay.
agreed,
Clearing.
get into, clearing and all of that stuff, clearing with the management, clearing with the artists, clearing with the labels, clearing with the um um just a bunch of people
Mhm.
involved with the artist.
Yeah.
So it could be all that. It could also be that um somebody just says, Guy Alpha, do you have something for me in your archives that I can
Mhm.
actually jump
Jump
on?
on.
So
Yeah.
it's there is no particular style to how an artist and another artist come together to make a record.
Mhm.
So like you said, they met at the PFW and
Yeah.
that's where they started.
Major link up.
The major link up started, and then from one conversation to another conversation,
Mm.
and then we have a global hit.
Yeah,
So
it's actually
that's
a
how it
global hit.
works. That's how
Yeah.
it works.
Mhm.
So for you saying that um we we thought, or we are echoing the resentments about Omah Lay owning the song, I don't think is really far fetched,
Mhm.
because the way that Omah Lay bodied that song, you will know that
Like
the record was
definitely.
actually produced for Omah Lay
Omale,
by
yeah.
Omah Lay, because
Honestly.
I would never ever have imagined a Davido doing that kind of bounce. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that he cannot do it.
It just sounded Omale like
It was just
like
the
everybody could just tell from the jump that this is
it
Omale.
was just all, it was
So Omale
screaming Omah Lay.
was
And
screaming.
one thing, I'll say this, and I'll say this with every bit of respect for David.
Mhm.
One thing I like about David is the way that he actually tries to make people see that he doesn't do stuff alone.
Yeah.
You see that rise,
Honestly,
by lifting others.
others, he
It's
takes it
not
seriously.
it's not a statement, it's a lifestyle.
Mhm.
Now, look at what has happened with the record.
Yeah.
He came out to say, you know what? It's an Omah Lay imprint.
Yeah,
I actually
so
got Young Alpha to write, which actually is credited, as a
yeah.
songwriter on the
Mhm.
record. So you see how he just really likes to carry people along. He's not ashamed of whether he's getting songwriter. I mean, this is 2025. Why are we going to talk about bring a songwriter or not bring a songwriter? You're not even ashamed to talk about the fact that you brought a songwriter on.
No, I don't think it's even
Like,
something to be
most
ashamed
of
of.
your global superstars, most of the global superstars that you revere and you adore and you like their music and play it from time to time, they
Mhm.
actually get a bunch of songwriters on their projects. I can list 100 names. Even the super amazing talented Michael Jackson had songwriters on his record. The Chris Browns, go and check the song credits, you see tons and tons of writers. The Adele, for example, who is also one of the biggest songwriters in the
Mhm.
world, also has songwriters. The Beyonce that you guys actually twerk to and revere,
You
she
take
also
sector
has
river.
a bunch of songwriters
Mhm.
on their project. So I think that for what is what, the culture should actually embrace the fact that our Afrobeat artists are looking beyond themselves
Yeah.
to actually get meaningful collaborations on their projects,
Mhm.
because they want it to be a decent track and a
Yeah.
global song. That's the goal. And if the goal is achieved, What's the problem?
Definitely. Like, I know you already said he lifts, right? We rise by lifting all that up. I don't want to mention a particular artist, yeah. But when it comes to actually giving credit, I don't want you to just own everything to yourself. I wouldn't mention the artist, but the instance or the context of what I'm saying would be, the artist that came out to say, the first song that dropped was the remix. This one that I'm dropping is not the remix.
But I
There
think
was
that was dispelled actually. It was I think they said it wasn't him that said that, you know. Yeah, they said it wasn't him. Maybe it was a parody account. I'm not sure, but if indeed that's exactly what happened, I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't know. I don't know. I don't
mm,
know. Yeah,
every
no,
time.
okay,
Is it the
no,
only
no, no.
artist that has a parody account?
No, I think it was Charlie Poppy's
It was
response
Charlie Poppy's response that
that
was the
yes,
parody
that
account,
they
but that
said
one,
it
it
was a
was him
parody account.
that I said, hey, I said, okay. To wrap it up, do you think Davido actually did justice to his verse on that track with you?
So the thing is, I'll give myself something to chew on, but I also use myself as an example.
Okay,
I
awesome.
remember one time whilst I was still a recording artist, still
Okay.
active, I had it was a camp that was set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this global hit that we're trying to make at the time. So the beat came up, and then I had another artist that was supposed to feature on the song, start the song.
Mm-hmm.
So she came with some firepower. I'll mention her name because she's also like a very good friend, Rebecca.
Oh,
Um, so Rebecca jumps on the song and she starts to sing for close to like 4 minutes.
wow.
How many minutes be song?
Song.
Song now maybe like 3 minutes something or 2 minutes something at best.
Yeah.
This girl was just going because she's a queen of freestyle. She's really super talented and very good at what she does. This girl just they go. And what she was dishing out was like madness. Like, boy, you have to match this energy or give this girl this song go. So that kind of like put me in a certain state of, you know what, I've got to deliver my best on
Yeah.
this record. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what Davido did with the record with you.
Yeah.
And because Omah Lay sends something to you that is crazy and is making your head spin
Mm-hmm.
and you want to do
I'm
supper.
going to say that
So he
too.
did not even say, oh, let me even see what I can do on it and put a
Mm-hmm.
spin on it. He said, come for backup, oh.
Exactly. Oh,
Young Alpha.
it-
They come, enter boat, enter Uber, they come,
honestly, I
wala
mean,
de.
that was like the most exciting
Do you
part of that
understand?
story.
So it's a brilliant, brilliant collaboration, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Davido actually ate on that
Yeah,
track.
for me, I would say it did
The
too.
energies just matched,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
why we love
yeah,
the song so
yeah. It
much.
wasn't the same. I feel I think Davido actually bodied that song so well because he wasn't trying to sound like Omale. Instead, he was sounding like himself but matching the energy.
Sweet Fanta Diallo,
Honest.
I know if forget you. Ebezina, unzabu zabu, eh.
Ebezina.
Come on
If I
now.
speak
Come
English,
on, come on, come
he
on,
actually did great. He
come
actually
on,
did really, really great. Now, still
come
talking
on.
about global eats and big ups to the video for not always putting the young ones on and then giving them credit when still. But now, still talking about global eats. When we were talking about global eats in the past, we had Shake Body, we had Shakini, we had personally from P Square.
Mhm.
And then it seems like Lamine Yamal just woke up one morning and said, you know what?
But I mean, I
I
mean, I
want
mean,
to
is is
I want
is
to
Shake Body a
enter.
global hit? It just became a global hit now.
Then it was so
Shake Body was
it
never a
was
global hit.
it was oh yeah, Shake
Are you
Body.
joking?
Ah no.
No, it was a
Then
big song, but
what
not a
was it?
global hit. It was a
What
big.
what's your definition of global hit?
Everybody in the world is jamming to it. Even people in the war zones, Afghanistan, they are jamming to it.
And did you think maybe I wouldn't know if everybody in the world because when that song dropped, I think I was in secondary school.
Yeah,
So,
maybe you were still a young game. Yeah.
but I would no. Then I would
It
I
was
would want to
so
say
no.
as a
There's no
global hit, yeah.
denying that. There's not denying that it wasn't a big song. It
But it
wasn't.
wasn't global.
It wasn't a global song. I can't
How about
accept that was a global.
personally?
Personally was a
I rock
big
your
song.
body. I don't need to go.
Personally was a big song. But anyways, just go ahead with your question.
No, which one? Just go ahead with your question. So you're saying that those were not global hits?
They were not global hits. They were
They were
good
just
songs.
big songs.
They were big songs, but not global. Because the
Okay.
definition of global hits is way beyond what we see now. You could say
I'm
maybe
talking about then. Don't bring the standards of global hit now. I'm talking about then, like 2014, 2015.
how many of all these we've not even cross carpeted into the global space in terms of our music at the time.
Okay.
You understand? We're just starting out.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
So I mean,
But it was
so
big.
yeah, it
They
was
were
a big song.
big
It was a big
songs.
song.
I
It
mean,
was a
big
big
songs
song.
that really jammed to then.
It was a big
So
song.
now it seems like like I've said in the previous reactions, it seems like Lamine Yamal just woke up one morning and said, you know what, I want to enter Nigerian Afrobeat space and start reminding them of their, old big songs that they
Yeah.
should actually vibe to. Since I feel for like the past 1-2 years now, we've just been complaining that Afrobeat is declining. Oh, they're not giving us substance, blah 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 and stuff. And man came and was like, you know what? Let me take you guys back in time, and then vibe to Shake Body. Scales currently eating off that, milking everything that he can. But then a few days ago, Lamine Yamal vibes to Shekini by, P Square as at then. Both of them were still together. And now we woke up to an announcement that King Rudy wants to drop a single. No prior,
Teasers.
teaser or anything. I think it's even going to drop it on the 14th or 15th. And I'm like, do you think that he stylishly wants to milk the fact that, oh, this
There's
guy.
nothing about style. Don't say it and make it seem like it's something that you're trying to
No,
belittle.
he
It's
didn't.
not stylish. See, don't ask me anything again.
But he didn't post anything about
Then
Lamine
you go
Yamal
post
now.
them.
He didn't
You
post
go
anything
post
about
them.
Lamine
The
Yamal now.
minute I see that Lamine Yamal is doing something about my song, let's say for example, all the songs I've dropped before now, and I see Lamine Yamal dancing to Adura, and I will leave you people here and go and record another EP.
Oh my god.
Are you whining? That's like an opportunity because everybody is seeing what he has done with
Yeah, Shake Body.
Shake Body.
But Grace differs now.
This one is not even okay. I'm not this. I'm not saying there's no grace. There is grace,
Yeah, we know
obviously.
that there's Grace.
There is grace,
But
and
it
there's no
differs.
denying that. But there's also opportunity. There's also God weaving an opportunity for you and seeing what you're able to do with it.
Yeah.
Because opportunity no go sit down for your face, they look you.
Yeah, that's it.
When it comes, you have to grab it with both hands. Even God people say me they have to hold on. Do you understand? So I mean, like, I don't feel like he's becoming an opportunist or he's an opportunist or anything like that. If that English is correct, I think it's correct. But the truth of the matter is, everybody has seen now what Lamine Yamal can do.
Yeah.
He's a global star. He's one of the biggest footballers in the world right now, and he's only 17. He's a young guy. He's tipped to be the next winner of the Ballon d'Or. Like the places where you call the Messis, the Ronaldos of football. That's where Lamine Yamal is. His global influence right now is shooting up the roof.
It's really high.
And then he posts your song, and then you are saying that you want to wait. Oga, push that date from 14 to tomorrow.
Or even in a few hours.
In a few hours, because I mean, at the end of the day, like he's always doing that. He's always like moving on and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he was Shake Body at the time. Now he's shaking me, and then that's also a lot of things that he does on his socials. He also vibes to a lot of music.
Yeah.
Right. So you know that this guy is a serious music lover, and maybe he's just doing all these things for fun.
For fun, that's it now.
But now I see a very strategic money maker, right, as an Igbo boy, because I'm saying, okay, I'm an influencer, reach out to me for jobs. What's up? I can blow your song. And Burna Boy should be watching and saying, I need to add that to my rollout plan. If I was a Burna Boy right now,
very true.
If I was a Burna Boy,
imagine Lamine Yamal Bible to bundle by bundle.
If I was a Burna Boy, but light to life, I go and buy a Baka jersey right now. Enter Spain. Enter Spain.
Let nobody say you're an opportunist. Call me an opportunist. That's what I am.
If it gives me the results that I want, then it's good. But I mean, like, all the bands aside, I feel like right now, King Rudy.
Yeah.
King Rudy is quite fortunate to see that has happened for him. And it's only right that he jumps into, actually milking it and doing something reasonable with it. Because right now, Lamine Yamal is doing so much for the culture.
He's
actually helping us remind ourselves of, hits.
Yeah.
And it's not like just even jumping into like recent songs. He's going back in time.
Like songs,
so,
it's not
which is very good.
Yeah, no, it's not like we've forgotten those songs.
Yeah.
But it's just bringing it back. Like, you guys, you have this hit, so you have these songs. That what exactly is wrong with you?
And then taking from his interview also, where he was,
talking
asked
about his favorite.
Yeah, he was also mentioning Burna and Rema. So he listens to a lot of
definitely
Afrobeat.
Does listen.
So I mean, like, big ups to him, and I feel like everybody who has had the opportunity to benefit one way or the other from that should just milk it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's it. So we'll just wait for the single and see if
it has to be worth it.
It has to be worth it.
It has to be. I drag him. It has to be worth it, bro.
It has to be worth it.
I beg you,
please.
He
said I beg.
The reason is because I'm not so sure about Lamine Yamal, but I mean, so just do something good.
Why did you miss?
But please, King Rudy, don't mention Yamal. Don't.
No, I don't think he
If you
will. I
mention
feel like it's just one of those songs in his archive, and it's
if
like,
you
oh, let me just put this
mention
out.
Lamine Yamal again, only you, your brothers, Jude NGs, and a couple people in your neighborhood in Ajao
She was
Estate,
saying it
now
now.
now go stream them.
Shebi, I was saying it then that okay, when this person when Skills dance like Lamine Yamal, I'm like, the song would have still dropped, yeah,
It's still
but
it's
not
still a decent
immediately. It's
song,
still a
Sugar.
very decent. I feel like it
But
will grow on us,
but
yeah.
I don't want to hear
Do you
Lamine
see it as
Yamal
a
again.
track that will grow on us later on?
You know, the city grow when it grow. Me, I no play that song. I'm being completely honest. I'm happy for Skills. I'm a big supporter of
Yeah.
Skills, and I'm happy for what God is doing for him and what his team have been able to put on the ground for him and all of that. But I'm not really really cool with the dance with Lamine Yamal. So
Even
it's
me,
not
yeah.
ticked yet. Maybe
Maybe to grow on us now.
we'll see.
Relax.
We'll
Just
see.
relax.
We'll see.
Now talking about moving on here, we know that Lamine Yamal seems to have moved on now.
Yeah.
I've not even seen him vibe to dance like Lamine Yamal. That's another funny thing. Now, I saw a particular reaction that said that, this morning I woke up to the news of Shake Body debuting at number 98
Yeah.
on the Spotify Global Viral Songs chart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. Then I saw a particular reaction that actually made sense to me. Person said, oh, you see, this is the song that I was supposed to actually make a remix to. Bring a Spanish artist on instead of Dance Like Lamine Yamal that is really not. But what did you make of that?
It was
You
quite
support that?
experimental. Yes, I think I said that. I
Yeah.
said that prior to even when Dance with Lemmy Yamal was released. And I said, listen, this is a song that you should actually get a collaboration on, not a new song. Get
Exactly.
people to actually, for you to make that song really, really go global and actually even make people get in tune with it and keep loving it for a long
Yeah.
time. Get somebody like a Spanish artist that they know, that they revere, and get him on the record. Milk it as much as you can. But I mean, he thought it was wise to actually do Dance with Lemmy Yamal. Probably he was wishing that that could also get the same traction as Shake Body had gotten.
But
But
it's
I
not.
mean,
I don't think. But I feel like he still took to our advice now. At least he featured the Spanish artist, but not
if you want
just
collect
on.
advice, listen to the entire advice. No do reverse. Okay, cool stuff.
He said not to reverse. Okay, he said it, not me. It was him that said it. Now talking about reverse here, if there's one person in the Afrobeat industry that I wanted to say, do you know what I wanted to say? I wanted to say that the career has taken a reverse.
I don't do.
I didn't say that, guys. I said I wanted to say, but talking about reverse, but talking about an Afrobeat star that everybody thought was going to be here for long.
Yeah.
Like we really thought it was going to be here for long, but in the beginning days or months, it kind of ruined some things. We're talking about Fido.
Yeah.
It seems like the buzz around him has like completely died down. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I feel like what has happened to Fido is just a little bit more of being quite lackadaisical, for lack of a better way to say it. I'm trying to be very polite, but I'm gonna say it as it is. Now, when you have traction and motion on you, you have to use it the right way. You have to actually be schooled on how to deal with motion.
Yeah.
Because when motion hits you, it's different things it's tugging at. It's tugging at the negative sides of you and the positive sides of you and wants to test you in all its entirety. You see what he did? That thing when I tell you what happened to her when you go talk. I tell you that thing will affect him. I said it. All those capping and all of that stuff. People are like, yo, bro, you just bopped into the scene. Be humble, bro. It's not the time for you to start be showing, oh, it's God that do. We know it's God, but God also put people in place to be able to help you grow as a person. So please, for what is worth, shut the fuck up. Shut it. Be humble. Grow yourself to the stage where Whiskey and Burner and Rema is, and then talk your talk, and then we'll listen to you. You just got like 2 songs. Awolowo and Joy is coming. That's all you've got. You did a UK tour. Whether I don't start the tour
He
next
didn't
summer, I don't
even do
even
it.
know.
I don't
He
know.
announced a
He
tour.
announced it, but I don't
that he
think
was
they've
going to
done
the UK. And people
it.
were saying with just 2
2
songs,
songs.
Bere, Meji.
And that time it felt like we were sounding like
You know,
Getazo.
at the end of the day, when you look at someone like Fido and you look at where he is right now, you just say to him that, yo, whatever it is you need to do to get it into the hearts of people and win people's love back for you, you have to do it. And I feel like, okay, right now, he's not as popping as
At all.
I
At
would.
all.
A lot of us actually tipped him to be one of the biggest sensations of 2025.
Yeah.
But
At the beginning
right
of the
now, I
year,
don't see
yeah.
it. We still have, a couple months down the line, probably something
Maybe
happens.
will give us.
But right now, I think it's off the radar for me.
Yeah, he is actually. And then is how to drop a music video for Joy is coming.
Oh my God.
Do you think that is smartest?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Why are you dropping a video that's been in heavy rotation? The song that's been in heavy rotation since like December last year, spiraling into the new year. You had a January, you had a February, you had a March, you had an April,
May. You're coming to drop it
and
in
then
May. Middle of May. It's not
middle
still
of
of May.
May I tell you something? Fido, this is not a smart move.
Oh my God.
This is not
May.
this is not a smart move, Fido.
Hmm.
This is not a smart move.
May I tell you something?
Let me tell you for what it's worth.
Let me tell you something.
See, people have moved on. We have
Yeah,
super amazing.
Really moved on, yeah.
See, Sugar. It hurts me so much because when I saw it, I'm like, brother, do you think we're in 2022? Do you think we're like in 2022? What are you doing, fam? What are you doing?
I even saw someone that said, you think you're whiskey that dropped Mariah in November and is coming to drop Kese Dance
anybody
in March.
Anybody that dropped a record in 2024 and they feel this is the right time to drop a music video,
like, bro,
they should just shelve it.
Honestly, you're not born,
except there's something in that video that is going to be
that make it viral.
That's going to be the best thing that happened after Michael Jackson. If not,
true that.
Gather your friends and your family, put it on a very big screen.
Oh my God, man, you're being so
leave me.
blunt.
Let me talk.
Is it blunt or harsh?
Let me talk.
Oh, yeah,
don't stop me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
May I say something,
May
Fido?
you may, sorry.
If I may, my lord.
You may.
So, Fido, I know you have friends. I know you have a lot of people in the industry. Gather them together in your sitting room. Play the video for them. They will love it. They will give you good comments because you're your people. But you see that thing that you're about to do now to release a video, except there's an X factor in that video, something that is better than any Michael Jackson, like let's even say Thriller.
Try.
If there's nothing of that sort in that video, my brother, may I say this for the opt-in time? Don't worry yourself. Drop it because money has been spent. You've shot the video. But if you think that video, and promote it as much as you can so that you get your money back. But if you think that people are just going to just go and hop on your parade and just hold your this thing because they feel like no, bro, no.
But Joy is coming now. Joy not coming.
Joy has Joy has come, has gone. Now
everybody has taken their share of the joy.
Is Martina we're drinking now, or Favor, or maybe Angelina.
Oh my God!
Or,
yes. Or dopamine. Is even yet to drop that one?
We just have moved on, bro.
We have actually.
You should have dropped this thing a long time ago.
It was still hot.
It was hot.
Yeah, because I feel like if he had dropped that music video when that song was still hot, a challenge might have even come up from it.
Do you know the kind of kind of motion that Fido had?
Yeah, like a dance challenge or a recreation. Oh my God!
There's just so much that could have happened with that record. To be very honest, Sugar. I mean, let's bring you home a little bit. There's a lot that could have happened to that record because the motion that Fido had was amazing. Was crazy, huge. And him staying up the charts for several weeks. Number one song in the country.
What was he doing then? Oh my God, my voice.
You did not see the time to actually now drop that, and you felt like it was not the right time for you, and you feel okay then. Maybe down to management and all those things he spoke about.
Yeah, but it's the same management he came to drag. Maybe it's one of those things, but
I know Empire is involved now, and probably he feels this is the right time to actually drop the track. I know I've dropped the video, so maybe they're gonna do a madness or throw a spin on it.
So let me chip something in real quick. I was watching a particular interview where Joe Boy was on, and he said like there's a lot of things that management actually does when it comes to building an artist or artist dropping songs. Thinking back about it now, seeing how the buzz around Fido had already gone, I would like to say what Joe Boy said. So Joe Boy said, if Fido was under like a proper management, they might have not allowed him drop Awolowo because of the concept. I go smoke that ganja until and they're like, oh, they might not have allowed him drop it, but that song eventually blew up.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be honest, the buzz around the song has gone now.
Yeah.
So maybe, just maybe, like what you said, the management actually plays a huge role,
Mhm.
because they would have seen the end from the beginning. All the artists or whatever wants them to actually drop the song, we've seen is the recent buzz, or people will jump on the song, they'll play it, but then at the long run, is it something that people can play, like you used to say, replay value? Is it something that people can listen to in 6, 7, 8 months to come and they'll still feel the same way? But now that the buzz is off from his name, even the songs, I don't think there are songs that actually, would make you feel the same way you felt the first time that you listened to
The
it.
truth of the matter is, songs, when they come up and when songs are created,
Mm-hmm.
there is no thoughts exactly to say, oh, I'm making this song to be like a song that is going to have 50 years shelf life,
Okay.
right? There are some songs that you know that these songs are called classic
Classics, yeah.
because if they come up in the club, if they come up anywhere, you're gonna go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a club and hear Oju Elegbashita,
Mm-hmm. Those
Ask
are classics, yeah.
my music
Mm-hmm.
travel no visa,
Yeah.
you will everywhere go scatter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? If you hear and if you're a mellow person, if you're
Oh
somebody that's
yeah,
chill
I
here,
know the dengue, dengue. I know the
you
bo.
get
Yeah, I get
that's a
it.
classic.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're not that kind of person, or you're a chill type of person, and you hear um there is fire on the
Mountain.
mountain, Asha, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Or you hear, if you are a jaga jaga person, I'm not saying jaga jaga in terms of jaga jaga, but if you are like a very that kind
Up
of
and just
person,
say up and
up
doing.
and
Up
doing
and doing
person,
person.
if you're an up and doing
Yeah, up
person,
and doing person.
and you hear like bang 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 oh, bang 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 bang, or you
Hey.
hear like
That.
an African China song. Um, what's this African China song that was so popular at the time that was talking about the government? Oh,
Everything scatter, scatter,
mm,
poor man, the suffer, suffer.
goza
Who's that
goza.
one time on got
No,
shot
that's
in
not.
the air?
That's Rugged Man.
Okay,
That's Rugged Man.
which one are you talking about?
There's one popular. Anyways, if you hear all those songs from way
Mm-hmm.
back, you
Yeah.
know those songs have insane shelf life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Fido's Awolowo have shelf
It
life? No,
doesn't
it
actually.
doesn't. It's just a song
Mm-mm.
that was for the moment.
Maybe
At
it
the
will
time, it
have
was
in
buzzing.
maybe in
It
Oshodi.
was buzzing at the time. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like yes, the management has a very vital role to
Role to
play
play.
with regarding how the artist actually transforms and transcends to
Mm-hmm.
become global superstars.
Yeah.
But sometimes it might not just work. Doesn't mean that they don't have a good direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you plan and the plan if you work, if you no
Mm-hmm.
work
Yeah,
rather,
that's true
yeah,
actually.
but you still need that guidance from the
Yeah.
management. But whatever it is, I wish Fido all the best.
Yeah,
And I
we
hope
really
that
do.
maybe when we see the video, we get to change our minds and see, oh, okay,
Have you
there's
watched
a
his
reason.
snippet though?
I saw it. I saw it. With plenty people inside,
Yeah, that's
crowd,
okay. So
everybody they pursue him, everybody
I'm
run.
like, oh, okay. Let's see the full thing first. Let's not judge. Let's not judge the end from the
I
beginning.
rest my case.
Fingers crossed. You rest okay. God. All right. So to wrap it all up, yeah. In the Afrobeat scene, the artists that are popping and they're being talked about. There are artists that are being talked about and they're really not popping in their music, with songs or music that they drop. But then we have artists that should be popping. They drop gems in terms of songs, but then they really are not like they really do not make the news. Only one person that I know that we're always going to talk about, and that's not because they're actually crediting his works. It's because he's always tweeting. That's Odumodu Black.
Yeah.
But then joining that we have Victoni, we have Ruga. Victoni started the Europe Stubborn tour this year, and then he's not really making the news. Same thing, Ruga is currently on a tour as well. Same thing as Odumodu.
Mm.
What exactly is the problem? Is it management, like you said, or there's not enough PR? Like, why is it that we don't get to hear about these people's tour and works when they're actually doing these things?
So for me, yeah, I feel like there's too much spotlights on the big four, the big threes, and
Mm,
however it is people call them, and then the guys actually really, really doing their best for the culture.
yeah.
I was reading a Joey Akan tweet yesterday, and then he was talking about the decline, of the Afrobeats
Afrobeat.
culture,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were bashing him and say, "Oh, Joey is always talking down on the culture. He doesn't have anything else to say, and all of that." Maybe because people don't really like Joey, but I mean, at the end of the day, I always like to go and see beyond the person and see the substance in
Mm-hmm.
what they're
What they're
saying.
saying,
And then
yeah.
I had to actually come to terms with the fact that yes, the culture is actually hitting a decline because I mean,
Mm,
for the past couple of years, who have been your breakout star?
that's true. We are
We
not
are
you're
still
not
rinse
even giving the room
rinse
for it.
is rinse repeat. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if we want to talk about big three, big four, big four, big four, big three, Rema, Burna Boy,
Mhm.
David, and Whiskey. Who are
That's
the next
true. Who are the
ones?
next ones? Who are we giving
For the
room?
past years, who have we actually spotlighted to actually be the next superstar?
Mhm.
Rema has just been slipped into the list because of what he's doing.
Man even had to put himself there. Like I think Rema
He
just.
had to
I
choke
think
himself
I think
inside.
he already saw the trend. And he's like, if I know if I don't stand up to these people,
Exactly.
we're just going to be behind.
I
And
mean, coming to what we're discussing right now, I mean, like Victoni with the stubborn tour. I'm see for what is worse. Let me just say the
yeah.
sugar. When Victoni released that album, I said it that this is one of the best albums that
Hmm.
actually dropped. The songs there are so
So
good,
yeah, so
have insane replay value. If you want mellow, mellow is right there. If you want Jagger, is right there. If you want song that awakens your consciousness, it is right there.
yeah.
So I feel like that album is actually one of the best albums that actually came out that year, and of course got a couple nominations. Yeah, so that's good for the culture. That's
Yeah.
good for Victoni. And then talking about how he's been touring, and there's nobody really saying so much about all these guys. You know, look at Victoni for example. Europe tour, excellent performances. I've been on these guys' Instagram. I've been seeing everything that he's been doing, and I'm like, yo, this guy is actually really killing it. He might not be pulling out hundreds and thousands of people, but in those capacities, in those venues rather, you see them really packed and everybody's
Yeah, the
turned.
whole dance that always hope.
So
Like
so
they're
at
they're
the end of the
vibing.
day, it shows something that these guys are actually doing so much. So if we put the same interest, and we put the same put the same halogen lamp on them,
Hmm.
same way we're putting on the big three or the big four, we'll see that these guys are actually going to get more mileage. Look at what
Yeah.
Ruga is doing.
Doing.
Ruga is like a showman, giving us like a
Honestly,
proper
like
show.
Ruga, you see one thing I say about Ruga, anytime we get talk about Ruga, he has created that niche for himself. And he's holding it down. And I don't think there's any other artist that does it like Ruga. And same thing for Victoni. The way Victoni's tours and shows are, there is no other artist that does it like him. These two have actually carved that niche for themselves, and they're like, you know what? We are going to own it. But then the problem is just spotlight.
Yeah. So that's what I said, and I feel like in a very, non-sentimental way,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these guys deserve the same
Yeah, they
approach,
actually
the same
do.
mileage, the same shouts that we've been giving to these big threes and these
Mm-hmm.
big fours. They
Yeah.
deserve it. I mean, I was coming to talk about Ruga, and of course, look at Odumodu. Odumodu is not even
Odumodu.
saying, you know what, I'm actually good, because right now there's so much, interest in the European based
Yeah,
tours and all of
tours.
that. Odumodu say, I'm doing something different. I want to start with
Yeah,
a school tour,
schools.
Nigerian school tour, and look at what that tour is doing.
Exactly.
Everybody is like, it's like, you know what? I'm not a preacher of I'm a preacher of the home soil.
I'm
I'm a
sorry.
preacher of charity
Yeah,
begins
at
at home.
home.
And now he's owning it here. He's giving back to the people who actually love him, people who actually supported him to actually gain that global dominance or gain that global recognition. Not dominance.
Mhm.
Dominance might not be the right word, but
Mhm.
global recognition. And he's saying, you know what, I'm gonna give you guys a proper show, and we're gonna start from the basics. And he's giving me the feel of back then when we had Glow Campus tours and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel it's just a nostalgic feeling for me, and I'm really, really grateful and really, really glad that he's actually doing this. Odumodu Black, big credit to you. And if you can hear the sound of my voice, big credit to you for actually reshaping the culture and letting these guys know that, you know what, charity indeed begins at home. And I'm going to hold it down here first. I'm going to make people enjoy the music. I'm going to let people enjoy everything that I have to give before I actually even say I'm going to hop on the plane and go maybe to do a Europe tour or UK tour or not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people who do UK tours and do the European tours are doing badly. Of course, there's
Mhm.
Victoni doing
Yeah,
that, there's
definitely.
Ruga doing that, and they're doing so well. I'm just saying, can we stop giving so much light to the big threes, the big fours, and actually see that these guys are actually doing something
Mhm.
phenomenal and very worthy
Yeah.
of our time, attention, and mention?
Definitely. So I really just hope that things change for good, because if I'm really going to be honest here, I feel like a bulk of the old movement shifting from the big three will
Yeah,
also still come from the big three themselves.
yeah.
If they decide, imagine a Burna Boy, a Wizkid coming out to just make a random video and saying, you know what, let's give the spotlight to people who are coming behind us as well. Do you understand that
Sugar,
kind of
not
thing?
even that. That works. That could work. That
Mm-hmm.
could only give a little bit more of motion.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine them flying to these tours and flying to these shows, appearing.
Appearing. That's
Ruga,
true.
Alpha, I did ATL
Yeah,
at
I'm
the show.
coming to you. Wow.
The crowd is going to go freaking crazy.
Mhm.
David calls Victoni, Alpha. Where you dey?
Everything.
I dey your side. I'm popping up. I'm backstage. Or I
Yeah.
go dey backstage in like for tomorrow for your show or your tour.
Even if it's just 30 minutes, like,
You don't even need 30 minutes, just 5 minutes appearing on stage and just jumping and it's
mhm.
done. They will know, people will know. Say next time if they announce a tour,
So
people are gonna
the
buy
people,
more
yeah,
tickets.
that's true. That's really
Come on
true.
now.
That's really, really true, guys. Like we said, the bulk of the motion still comes from this big TV themselves. Like, let them start the movement. Because if I'm going to be honest, yeah, I said it before that even when it comes to signing artists and stuff, if you're going to be signed under artists that are still seeking that global recognition and stage, you go really hard. Because even if they are trying so hard to put you out there, the attention is still on them. It's
Yeah.
still like, oh, see what this person is doing, instead of see what this person is doing to this person. But then we just really hope that it works, and then we begin to see more spotlight on the young ones and the emerging artists and those that even doing it better. Because if I'm really going to be honest, we have emerging stars and those that are even behind them that are currently doing it better than them. So let's not even mention names following the recent unfortunate events that has happened in a couple of weeks. All right, guys. So that's what we're going to be having today's Gusto's reaction. I hope that you guys are really entertained and that you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did and Wade did. Any sort of advice to them?
No advice. Guys, just support these young
Yeah,
them.
please just
Put
support.
so much, light on them as much
Mm-hmm.
as we do for the big three.
That is right. We are definitely signing out now. Bye.